I'm acknowledging those unfair advantages that I do have. But with all that, my goal is to keep ahead of ChatGPT for as long as I can. So now for this, I'm not going to be using COA Physics GPT because I think all the instructions that it has for basically being a better tutor will interfere with that, and I probably won't use the thinking mode either. I'm just gonna put it on. Maybe I should do instant. Let me put it on auto for now. So I don't know if I put it on instant, it'll be more likely to get questions wrong. So let me just I'm putting it on auto, and then we'll see how well ChatGPT does on these 10 questions, and then I'll compare. So for those of you who are not in my physics 4A and all these are new, so these multiple choice timed assessment and all the timed assessment, it is open book. You are welcome to use your textbook, and basically anything that you had access to in the context of the course, you are welcome to use, and no outside help. So what I'm doing right now, this is outside the help. ChatGPT is outside the help. You're not supposed to use it. So I want to emphasize that what I'm doing right now, it's cheating. Like no ambiguities about it. You should not be using ChatGPT or even COA Physics GPT during timed assessment. If you are doing it, have done it, don't admit to it. I'm not looking for any confessions. Just don't do it. It's cheating. I'm doing it as your instructor, mostly kind of to be aware of what generative AI is capable. And I think we are very close to the point when ChatGPT might be able to beat me, both probably not on accuracy, because if I'm careful enough, I'll always be able to get 100%, but it might be me on time. So that's really all I'm doing. I'm not doing this as a demo of something that anybody should be doing. Anybody who's not an instructor should be doing. And you have 3 attempts, really, for 2 reasons. One is it's if there's any technical issue, you got 3 attempts. So any technical issue affecting 1 attempt doesn't hurt anything. The second reason is this 10 minutes of time. It's really short amount of time. So ChatGPT and I can usually finish this in about 5 minutes, but for a lot of you, going through 10 questions, 10 minutes, 1 minute per question, you will probably run out of time, and that is quite by design. Originally, this was an anti-check measure, as in 10 minutes of time was what I thought was so short that nobody could possibly get assistance from check. Now that's purpose has no function anymore, because you could use ChatGPT, and I demonstrate with each demo that ChatGPT can do it in like 5 minutes at an AE level. But in some future I might increase the time, but for the time being, I think it's good to have a goal that's not easy to achieve. So I think I'm gonna keep it there for the time being. So I think let me prepare ChatGPT for cheating, and then we'll start. So I need to give it a prompt, basically asking it for answers as quickly as possible, and I guess that's it. So I'm practicing. I'm gonna lie. I'm practicing through a set of 10 multiple choice questions. I will paste screenshots of questions here. Can you please give me the correct answer as quickly and accurately as you can, followed by a brief explanation. Now this is a quite transparent lie, because someone practicing, why would someone practicing would need this? But I'm just gonna lie, and even when I don't lie that I'm practicing, like a ChatGPT, sometimes in its chain of thought, it would have basically suspecting that I'm cheating and still giving answer anyway. By the way, it knows my name because of custom thing. I think it's here. I think it would be under personalization, maybe. Oh yeah, it knows my name. That's why it says perfect Andrew. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Once I start, my goal is to just go through as quickly as possible. Basically, copying screenshot of question, paste it in here, and so on. So I'll go through it. I'll be quiet mostly because I'm focused on basically cheating as quickly as possible. So let me do this. And I think I've thought through if pasting in multiple questions at a time would make this go faster. But conductors do not contain free electrons. Okay. Wow, ChatGPT answers really quick. It might be me on time. So I've done. Yeah, it is definitely faster than O3 ever was. Because O3 always had enough time for me to kind of. This is why I was like staggering, because like staggering copy and paste things, because O3 would take like about a minute or so to answer. Not minute. Enough amount of time that it made sense for me to use the time I was waiting for a response to go and copy the next question into buffer, and I don't have a lot of time to do that right now. That's so. Exponential Gauss's law. It is zero if and only net charge close net charge. I think yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty sure it's gonna be beating me on time. Maybe I don't know. So for me, this is my stretch goal to be faster than ChatGPT, and I haven't been able to keep up. I think when I was starting this contest before, I didn't think I could do these questions in less than 6 minutes. I mean, like 5 minutes or the short amount of time. But I've been able to do it. So I think it's maybe I can still somehow keep up, but. It's a contest that I knew I would lose at some point. So if I lose, it's like a sprinter racing against, I don't know, an early automobile maybe. I don't know. I think automobiles are always faster than human beings. Let's see, survey. Wait, what? S3. So by the way, I'm not actually reading and thinking through any of these. So I'm not evaluating anything in terms of, I don't know why there's two of those. Hopefully I'm not making a mistake there. Oh, yeah, that's from your lab. I probably should generate new versions of these equipotential lines. Some of your classmates are pointing out unphysical features of that particular equipotential lines. So I might kind of generate some new figures. That could help me update the question too if I do that. Yeah, my the Windows clipboard is behaving weird because it's creating two copies of the last thing I copy. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Yeah, negative charge at point C. That's probably right, I think. Yeah, it's so I think right now I'm basically bottlenecked by my copy and paste speed. I gotta think of a better way to copy and paste copy and paste faster. Because I think ChatGPT would have been able to do this in like 3 minutes if it wasn't limited by my limited human copy and paste speed. Let me do submit and end. If I made any operator errors, 50%? Huh. That is surprising. I might try changing the mode, put it on thinking mode, and put it on thinking mode and not extended thinking, the standard, and see if because 50% that's really bad. It's a lot worse than I remember his saying. So let me just point out which ones are incorrect, so that those of you who are looking at these questions and answers, you don't walk away thinking something's wrong. Walking away thinking incorrect answer is correct. So I'm first making sure it wasn't an operator error. ChatGPT gave me this answer. Conductors contain free electrons, but insulators do not contain free electrons. That's the answer it gave. Now, that's not the correct answer. The correct answer would have been, or wait, actually, no, sorry, that is the correct answer. Below, most correctly constructs a conductor with an insulator. Yeah. I was thinking of this, but yeah, this is the correct answer. Okay. Question 1 is correct. Question 2 could have been incorrect. Let me see. So that's the answer it gave me. Yeah, first charge, second charge. So you would have to place them in between. That's the wrong part. So you got this wrong. It should have. Yeah, it worked out the geometry wrong. You have to place it in between them. So so it would be somewhere between 0 and 0.75 meters. One of these. So yeah, just the the correct answer. Let's just say. So we are in thinking mode, and let's see if the thinking mode will be able to can give me the correct answer to this question. And while it's answering, I will guess. So it should be closer to the smaller charge. So if I'm just guessing, I would guess this 0.59 as the answer. Okay. Since both the charges are pulling the positive Q3, shouldn't it be in between the two charges? Maybe that'll get it to fix it, correct its thinking. I don't know. While it's doing that, let me check the next one. So this is not incorrect. I guess it's incorrect in the sense that if Earth is exerting gravity, smaller object can feel gravity. So yeah, that is incorrect. So it is correct answer. The rest, let me see. Yeah, you just positive charge. Yeah, normally it cannot be direct. So I guess that is actually correct. So yeah, 0.59. Yeah, that's what I was guessing without calculating. And yeah, once it's corrected it, then okay. So it made the one wrong answer. Question 2 should have been that. Let's look at question 4. So question 3, I'm sure it's correct answer, and it's not an operator error. It's gave me this, and it's correct answer. Yeah. Okay. Net electric flux through a closed surface. Yeah, that's the correct answer. Question 5. So you must have missed a bunch of the last few questions. As shown, determine the surface which is the second most positive net flux. So it's basically asking which surface contains the most second most positive number of charges. So it looks like S6. Oh, that's the most positive net flux. 3Q. And I don't think there's any surface that contains 3Q and Q and no other negative charge. So so I think it gave me the answer of S6, and that's wrong. Because it's the largest. It's the most, not second most. And I gave it the second most. It misread the question. So the second most should have been, let's see, just 2Q maybe? I think so. S3 I think should have been second most. Yeah, all the other ones contain, yeah. So S3 it got, yeah, it has plus Q, and looking at this, yeah. So yeah, it analyzed, yeah, it even got that right. So it, I see. I don't know if this counts as operator error. I think someone who's cheating with the ChatGPT would have entered this as the correct answer. So that's the second question he missed, and I'm not the one to blame. It's ChatGPT to blame for giving me the incorrect answer first. So conduction charge plus 2Q on it. There's cavity that, let's see, which of those are most positive net electric flux. So that should be S3 because S2 has a 0 total. So yeah, so that's correct. So you must have missed like all the remaining questions. So here, arrangement of voltage at point P. Yeah, so it's this 0. It's deliberately set up that way because the calculations, it's gonna be so difficult. Voltage, you use superposition principle. This point is at equidistance from all the charges, and these got contribute like plus 2Q's worth, minus 2Q cancel out to give you 0 voltage here. So let me do this. Distance from, so yeah, VP. Yeah, so it actually did calculate the correct answer. It's just that the answer it started out with at the top was wrong. But that's, I think, the third question you missed. And I'm not counting this as operator error. I can't be expected to see end of the message for a correct answer. This one I thought was correct. So negative charge at point C and positive charges at points A and B. Yeah, that's the correct statement. Yeah, so must have missed the last two. Experimental apparatus. Electron gains kinetic energy in the amount of 70,000 electron volts. So electrodes, negatively charged electrode to positive. That sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Wait, I counted only 3 so far. Let me see. Not a possible. This is possible. So, because with a single conducting sphere, the way you analyze it is imagine there's another sphere outside that's kind of at infinity distance away. You can calculate capacitance over a single conducting sphere. So the correct answer here should have been that they are all possible capacitor arrangements. So I counted only 4. Let me just double check. Or let me do it this way. I think this is gonna be quicker. I'm gonna go in as an instructor. Let me do this on second screen, and just bring up test student's attempt. Maybe it's possible there's a it's always possible there's a programming error. I wish if there's a programming error, I wish people would discover it, let me know so that I can fix it. But sometimes people don't tell me. So here it is. Let's see which ones it got wrong. Yeah, so this we already caught it. Correct answer was that 0.59. That's wrong. Let's see. Let me read it again. Incorrect explanation. I mean, this can be incorrect. Let's see what's even more incorrect. That's correct. Oh, that's incorrect. Most matter is made up of protons and electrons and neutrons. So it's actually made up of electrically charged material, but they are here. So I went through it too quickly. So let me ask ChatGPT again, because I don't think so some of the questions it missed, it just missed it like initially, and then when it thought through more, it actually got it right. So in terms of its capability to answer under thinking mode, I think it'll actually would have been able to get it correctly. So let me ask this. Can you tell me the correct answer for this one? And then let's see if under thinking mode it correctly answers. While it's thinking, let me go back up and see if it, gave me a wrong answer first and then corrected itself later in the response. Yeah, it didn't correct it this time, and I think it didn't. It might have missed the subtlety with the second choice. Let's see. First statement is incorrect. Oh, but yeah, it has. But it says. But it has on or by, and I think it's right that I shouldn't expect to see gravitational force between two 1 kilogram masses. Can you find a better choice as incorrect explanation? Yeah, if it were missing the or by, then this would have been a good contender. As I was saying, small objects can feel the force from Earth, so that would be force by Earth. Um, eh, it might be a matter of opinion, but let me push back a little bit. Uh, so on this, uh, are you saying that most matter is made up of electrically neutral material? And I won't waste too much time. I do want to do freeform timed assessment after I do my own attempt at trying to beat it. Uh, but protons and electrons do have charge, and they make most matter. But there's this statement as a third choice, which should be somehow interpreted distinctly from the second statement. I won't argue with it too much. Some of these multiple choice questions, some of them I was trying to be tricky, and at some point there's a kind of that boundary. Me as the question writer, my opinion is that this is the incorrect explanation. Uh, Yeah, I'm not gonna. I guess I should be happy that it's not sycophantically just agreeing with me, but it's fine. So it's this one that with this it's 5. But I think like 2 or 3 of the questions it only was graded as incorrect because I went with the first answer ChatGPT gave me. If I waited for the last answer, it would have been correct. So it should have gotten something like 80%. So let me ignore the accuracy portion. My own goal is to get 100% as much as possible. And I guess my time to beat is the 4 minutes. That's the amount of time ChatGPT spent. So let me go through this. I'm gonna have some calculator on the side to calculate numbers. And for this, I'm actually not gonna speak all that much because speaking takes concentration. So when I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, I need to just be silent, read, focus. So I'll be silent for a bit, other than excited utterances. So let me start, and I'll go through and see if I can do it faster than 4 minutes. Maybe. Skip. Yeah, I think that's correct. This number is randomized, by the way, so watch out. So here the most positive is actually S2. Nothing. And it's not the integral version. And yeah. That was your lab with a, like order of magnitude approximation. This is incorrect. I don't know if it's randomized. It might not be randomized. Okay, question 10. That looks correct. Let me double check the rest. Oh. Yeah, this I happen to remember. Proportional to A, inversely proportional to D. Okay, so how much time? Oh, I think I might already be losing. So here, I can't. I think I'm gonna be losing on time. Let me check the time. So 4 minutes of the question viewing time was spent by ChatGPT. So I beat it by 0.4 minutes on time because I spent 3.6 of the 7.6 minutes, and the attempt to the higher score attempt, I got all the questions correctly. Let me just I saw 100%, so it should have been correct, but let's just double check. And they are all actually graded as correct. So I'm still keeping up, but I do need to come up with a better way to copy and paste the question into ChatGPT, so that I think the fact that I'm keeping up with the time on ChatGPT's attempt is mostly because it was being limited by how slowly I am able to copy and paste. So now, if you want explanations of why these questions are correct, ask ChatGPT. I think it will mostly explain it correctly. There might be odd questions here and there where then I disagree. If you find anything like that, let me know. I'll see if I made a mistake in, I guess, coding the question, or that particular question that I was arguing with the ChatGPT about. I think I'm still right. I don't think I'm gonna change the question unless another physics instructor writes to me saying I disagree. Then I'll consider, but I'm not gonna change what the correct answer there is based on what generative AI says. Because I think I'm right. Now I do agree it's an overly tricky question. I do agree that someone can easily argue that other side, but I hold on to the or by Earth. So it's really hard to come up with a situation where gravitational force is noticeable when you don't involve an astronomical body on either side of that interaction. So Okay, so that's a multiple choice. This took a lot longer than I intended it to take, but, but we just testing ChatGPT and testing myself to see if I can keep up.